Okay, there's the tank. So this is the substrate that I'm using. This tank is super dope. It's everything I've wanted for a good bit. Boom, there is the reveal. Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, I know it's been a while, but in today's video I have a brand new fish tank set up for you guys. So what we're going to be setting up today is a shrimp tank. And I've always wanted a shrimp tank. I saw one the other day at Petco. It was on sale from like $55 down to $30. So I was like, yeah, we're going to do it. So let's just get straight into it. Let's just start setting this bad boy up because I'm beyond excited. Let's go. So here is the box, shrimp plant and oasis. And they had it set up at the fish store. That's how I knew that I needed it. It comes with, let's see if it shows. It comes with sponge filter, 2 different sponges, ceramic rings, light, substrate, but I got my own substrate. It has a dark background, a scraper, a net, filter media, everything. Alright, so comes with everything. Let's start the unboxing. Okay, there's the tank. Sheesh. Okay. Here's that net it said it came with. Nice. With the instruction manual. What is this? This must be like the filter and everything. We have that film that could go on the back of it to give it a cleaner look. And then we have a bag of little substrate, but I won't be using this because I want something more nutritional for the live plants and everything. This must be the glass lid. And thankfully it is all safe and sound. Just check out the tank really quick, make sure there's no crack. And it seems perfectly good to me. Has like nice rubber feet and everything too. That's super nice. Let me go ahead and get everything organized really quick. Alright, so I got the light on. I put the film on, which was not bad. It came with this scraper tool, so it made life a lot easier. And then now, there's a filter cartridge. There's a ceramic beads. And now I just gotta pop on the sponge filter. And that's it. And then I have this guy as a replacement. And they are both washable, which is awesome. So now what I'm going to do is pour the substrate in. And then we'll fill it with water. So this is the substrate that I'm using in replace of the one that came with the kit. It's a fluval stratum. It's really good for plants and shrimp. It really helps the plants grow and gives the nutrients to the shrimp that they need. So I went ahead and I just purchased this one. I'm going to pour part of the bag, not the whole thing, and we're going to rinse it out really quick. I'm going to pour it into this bowl, pour it in, agitate it under running water in the sink, and I'll be right back when it's done rinsing. Let's pour just a little bit. This is what we've got so far. I let the tank sit for like an hour, a couple hours, and so now I'm just gonna put my hand in and rearrange other plants because earlier I couldn't really do that. So I'm gonna put this guy in the back. Alright guys, so it is the next day. Let me kind of explain what went on last night. So I think where I left off is when I started rinsing out the substrate. It took me a while because no matter how many times I was rinsing it out, it was like super dark, like I was washing dirt. Until I remember that I literally am washing dirt. That these little substrate thingies right here are just little compact pieces of dirt. So, yeah, and then I read the bag because I was like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. And it said just rinse it with cold water just to get loose dirt particles off. Don't like agitate it. And that's all I was doing. And it was a mess. I didn't want to grab the camera. My hands were covered in dirt. So I rinsed the substrate out. And then I bought some dragon stone back at an aquarium back home. So let me throw in that clip right now. So yeah, Dragonstone is a really cool stone. It's really fragile, it's kind of light, and it's really popular on a lot of aquascapes and different aquariums. So if you buy a big piece, you could break it apart into smaller pieces. Like for example, when I was opening the packaging for one of them, I accidentally broke a couple pieces off, but I put it to good use, which I'll show you in a second here. And then I went ahead and I threw in the plants that I bought. So I'll go ahead and throw that clip in now as well. I got them from PetSmart. They were actually half off, so which is why I bought them so early, because I didn't want to buy plants without having my tank set up yet. But it was too good of a deal. So that's why I kind of rushed to set it up last night, because I didn't want the plants to be just sitting in those little containers for any longer. So I threw them in, and they're doing really good right now. So let me just show you the tank, and I'll explain everything I did. I'll show you guys the filter, how the light works, everything, and how the lid is. This tank is super dope. It's everything I've wanted for a good bit. So let me just show you guys. Boom, there is the reveal. So as you can see, I have Dragonstone right here. Okay, so basically, let me give you guys a rundown on the plants and the stone. We'll get a little bit informational here. So if you're not really interested, just skip the video. But let's go. So right now I have 3 different types of plants in the tank currently, and 1 type of stone, and some fluval stratum substrate, which is perfect for shrimp and for raising plants. So this plant right here is called the El Nino fern, and I looked it up to do some research. It's also known as an Asian water fern, and they're a broadleaf type of plant, and they look delicate and super fun. So let me look up some other pictures, because obviously this guy wasn't doing too well and I bought it to begin with. That's why he was half off. So this is what hopefully he should look like soon. This is what the plan is. Hopefully it'll start to grow and really thrive. Okay, so that's neat. And then in the back there, we have a narrow leaf fern. And it's basically the same thing as a Java fern, except obviously the leaves are more narrow. So let me take off this glass lid, which is cool because it just comes as a glass panel, and then you put on these clips. If it'll focus. Yeah, you put on those clips on the 4 corners, and it sits on top. But hey, here we go. Try not to drop the camera. Oh, that is from the plants. It's like a little jelly thing, but see, there it is back there. It's kind of doing its thing. Also, that one also isn't really grown out yet. That one also was like that when I bought it from the pet store. Hopefully soon it'll start to look like this. You know, and then the shrimps will really have a lot of cover to hide in there if they need to, but there's nothing else going in this tank but shrimp. I might put a neon tetra or 2 in it, just to help it cycle. And then I'll just throw it in my turtle tank over there, because he doesn't really mess with fish. Or maybe some ghost shrimp, even though, I mean, you can't really cycle with ghost shrimp because they don't really have a lot of biomatter. Like, they don't produce a lot of waste. But I'll definitely use ghost shrimp to test this out before I put in the, you know, shrimps that are like $8, $12 a piece. Low maintenance and perfect for freshwater aquariums. Awesome. So these little guys here are actually really recommended when you have shrimp. It's basically a type of grass plant, kind of like a grass-like aquatic plant. It's called the Cypress helferi. I don't know what it's called, but they could grow pretty long. So this is one of these guys we're gonna have to trim up a little bit. What I like about this plant is it really adds depth to the aquarium. Like, it already looks so much better. I tucked it in, some of it in the rock, some of it in the side there. I got, oh, these are the pieces of dragon scale that broke off. I used them to kind of hide in the grass a bit more. There's that one, this one, and that one. And it kind of really helps the scape blend in. And then I got one back here too, because I don't want too much dead space back there. I want some of it to be filtered in. So yeah, so this is what it should look eventually. I mean, it pretty much looks the way it's gonna look. They get kind of big. So it could definitely get more wide, more full, but yeah, I'm not really sure if it'll grow on the rock, but I just threw it in there because it was a floating piece. Wanted to see if it would still thrive. So yeah, those are all the plants that we have in the tank currently. Okay guys, really quick, a mini update. So I went to PetSmart today and I saw a Java fern there and it looked in really rough shape, and I was like, hey, can I get a discount on this? This is what it's supposed to look like, and this is what it looked like. So I'm gonna attempt to save it. I'm gonna just throw it in, see if it works out. But they just gave it to me for free, so I'm just gonna show you guys me putting it in really quick. I think for now I'm gonna tuck it in right there. So let me go ahead and do that. I really don't know if it's gonna make it or not, but let's open. Let me talk to you guys a little bit about the dragonstone that we got in there. This is the dragonstone I have. It's mostly tan, dark brown, and you can see a couple little reddish spots in there. So I have this really big piece that was cut. The bottom was flat and the top is flat, as you can see there. And I didn't really see what I was doing when I put the rock in because the water is so murky, but the way I put it in was perfect. I just rearranged it to put it more in the center, but it looks amazing. It's resting on this own separate piece right here, which look at this piece, man. It's beautiful, honestly. It's gonna be so cool to see the shrimp go in like the little crevices and stuff and have fun. I mean, just, you could see it from back there. I did leave enough space between the rocks and the plants and the filter. I didn't want the filter to not be able to get everything else in the aquarium. So yeah, you always want to make sure to leave room for your filter to actually do its job. You don't want to just press everything up against the corner, against the filter, but yeah. So yeah, as you can see, there were some really big pieces where I was getting it from, as you saw in the clip. I took the smallest ones I could because I knew I was going to have a small aquarium. But yeah, I mean, just look at that. That is so sick. That would be perfect for like a little neon Tetra tank or something. I said that's the whole informational bit. Now I'm just going to get into the actual kit, like the filter, the light, everything like that. So I hope you guys enjoy the informational part. So the tank did come with this like black film that I could put on here. And it came with this little squeegee thing so I could get all the air bubbles out, which worked great. And I also used it to scape the substrate. As you can see, it's kind of going higher towards the back. I kind of use this to brush it along, make everything nice and tidy. I brush it up against the rock to fill in that. So it was really a versatile product. And so as you can see, there's a sponge filter that came with it. Right there, I gotta kind of clean it up. It has some stuff sticking onto it. And then the filter from there leads up to even more filtration because a sponge is the first step of filtration. And then it runs to this filter pad, which there's a lid. It pops up like this. I obviously need to change it because the substrate made everything really murky. This filter cleared up this tank in an hour. Like, it was a little bit cloudy, but it was pretty clear. And then within a couple more hours, it was crystal clear. This filter is insane. So yeah, I might have to change that or rinse it out or something because look how murky it already is. And then there's some ceramic rings, you know, to capture some of that beneficial bacteria. So whenever you do a water change or anything, it always has that bacteria to replenish the water and everything. And yeah, it just hangs on the back there. And these are the two clips for the light, which was kind of hard to get on with the film. It kind of pushed down the black film a little bit in the back, but there wasn't really much I could do about that. Right, moving on from the filter. It took me too long to figure out how to turn this light, not because of the light itself, but because I was just being a little bit slow. But there's a little button. There you go. And it's actually touch activated, so you just touch it to turn it on and off. Boom, and look how bright that light is. It's perfect for growing plants and everything. And that's what it looks like under there. And then this lid, ooh, gotta be careful. As I showed earlier, it has those 4 clips. And it just Don't try to put it on without the clips, it'll fall right through and break. And has like a nice little feeder hole here that was engraved into it, and also has a top fin logo also engraved into it, which is so sick. It's so clean, and it also, oops, let me move the filter back. See, it has a perfect cutout for the filter right there. Absolutely perfect. I mean, this kit, it looks aesthetically pleasing. It functions really well. It also came with a baggage substrate like I showed earlier in the video, but I bought my own substrate because I wanted something else for my plants. It came with the extra sponge filter. They're washable, but in case like you want to switch it out after so long washing it out, you can. It's super tiny. And came with a really fine mesh net. Let me take off the packaging. If you were to scoop up a shrimp with a regular net, they would get caught in the net and it would damage them, hurt their antennas, their legs, whatever. So you always want to get a fine mesh net, and they provided us with that. They basically provided us with the basics of what we need. Gravel, filter, light, everything, but of course you want rocks, you want plants, you want proper substrate for all these things. So that's what I did, and it turned out amazing, honestly. I love it. Yeah, I should be getting some shrimp for this tank. So within the next few weeks, I'm going to be getting some shrimp for this tank. I just want to make sure I let the tank cycle properly and everything before I put shrimp in it, because shrimp are expensive. They're very sensitive. Hi, Jerry. Want to say hi to the peeps? I'm so confused right now. Jerry! Jerry! This is Jerry. Okay, so I just had to make sure I was correct because I couldn't remember. Neocardinia shrimp are the beginner-friendly ones, and then Cardinia shrimp are the ones that are more advanced. What I heard from the pet store is that the Neocardinias, you have to do maybe a 25% water change every week, whereas the Cardinias, you have to do a 10 to 15% water change every day. So obviously I'm gonna go the beginner route because Neocardinias are inexpensive. They're still pretty expensive. They're like $7.99 to $15.99, and then Cardinias are like $40, $30, they're expensive. You don't wanna mess around when you have little shrimps that price, because when you get multiple ones that price, it kind of adds up really quick. So if you're a beginner, I recommend Neocardinia shrimps, which is cherry shrimps, the blue ones, yellow ones. Yeah, when you get into the fancy looking shrimps, that's when you get into the extra care, like the constant water changes and everything. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all the information I just poured onto you. Soak it up like a sponge. Go out there, get yourself a beginner shrimp tank setup. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Go ahead and subscribe, turn on your post notification bell if you want to see in the future when I get these shrimp for my tank. And yeah, from my new tank and I, peace out, stay wavy. Yes.